Donald Chester is 57.
See, this is our groceries, our bedding, our everything, anything.
He's been living in his car with his wife and small dogs for almost a year after losing his last apartment in a dispute over the rent.
In the car, it's kind of a downside because you have to sleep with one eye open and one eye awake. And then plus also the police, they're trying to remove everybody from the streets. But when you're in a predicament, you can't help it.
Chester has suffered 3 strokes in recent years. Like many seniors, he survives on a fixed income. His disability check is $970 a month.
This is where my wife sleeps. See, as it is, it's very, very cramped. But she manages the food and manages a place to sit. This is my way of how I would sleep in the cars like this.
Chester's wife also gets a small fixed income from Social Security, but she spends it all on storage units to keep their lifetime of family possessions. The Chesters keep some food in the back of the car.
Do like this, with water, whatever water we can find, filtered water, and then we heat it up at 7-Eleven.
But most of their food comes from Brother Benno's in Oceanside, where they can get breakfast and a sack lunch.
Thanks, Dennis. I'll put it over here.
Chester has found help and support here at Brother Benno's, and he has one ace in his hand, a Section 8 housing voucher. This housing voucher is a particularly good one because Chester is a veteran. He served in the Navy for 6 years aboard the USS Tripoli out of San Diego. His Veterans Voucher, or VASH voucher, will pay for an apartment with rent of up to $1,600 a month. Veterans have more housing help, things like vouchers, than most other seniors. But just because you have a voucher does not mean that you'll find a place to live.
Sierra Heights and Ridgeview, they're both take VASH vouchers.
Dennis Pinnock, who works at Brother Benno's, says the problem is to find landlords who are willing to accept housing vouchers.
If I'm a landlord and I have 20 people in line to look at my place and 10 of them have stellar credit, why am I going to even want to go through the hassle of a voucher system? Because now they have to have the government come out and look at their place, fix things. There's a big process for them.
In 2015, it took an average of more than 100 days for a veteran to find a home using a VASH voucher. San Diego County is now offering incentives of up to $500 to landlords willing to lease to a homeless vet, and that time has shrunk to 66 days.
There's nothing like having a bed to lay your body out on. There's nothing like cooking on a stove that you can, eat your food fresh.
More than 10,000 households are currently using the county's housing voucher program, but as rents increase, the money covers fewer families.
People might take it for granted, but for me, it means a lot to be able to lay down at night, and it means a lot to be able to cook my food. It means a lot to keep my food refrigerated. All of that's taken for granted.
Most homeless veterans can get a VASH voucher, but for the general population, there's a 10-year waiting list for the county's Section 8 housing vouchers. Federal funding for San Diego County's housing voucher program has held steady at about $100 million a year for the past few years. With a new administration in Washington, future funding of housing vouchers is uncertain. Alison St John.
I'm tired of living like this.
KPBS News.